We live in a world of instability. There are unstable people, mothers, fathers, families, leaders, churches, nations, governments, and economies. If you are unstable and live with unstable people, you will be a storm within a storm. You must have a stable personality and an unshakable foundation in God in order to live in an unstable world. Deliverance and developing a godly identity are the solutions to this growing problem. Over the next several chapters, I will break down how double-mindedness takes root in a believer's life, give examples of how it shows up throughout the Bible, uncover the clusters of demons associated with this personality, and explain how to get delivered and become a stable, unshakable believer. My prayer is that this book will open your understanding to the subject of double-mindedness and provide keys for lasting deliverance, healing, restoration, and victory. No believer should remain in a place where he or she can't receive from our Lord. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. In 1886, Scottish author Robert Louis Stevenson wrote the best-selling novella, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The story is about the abnormal behavior Gabriel John Utterson, a London lawyer, observes in his old friend, Dr. Henry Jekyll, and Jekyll's alter ego, Edward Hyde. According to one source, the work is commonly associated with the rare mental condition often spuriously called split personality, wherein within the same person there are at least two distinct personalities. In this case, the two personalities in Dr. Jekyll are apparently good and evil, with completely opposite levels of morality. This story had such an impact on our culture and language that when we see people act one way 1 minute and switch to something completely different, we sometimes say they are like Jekyll and Hyde. What Stevenson wrote was fiction, but it amplifies the problem of a dual personality. It has even become a part of the language. Of course, most people don't come to the level of psychosomatic dysfunction as Jekyll Hyde, but life often imitates art in some way. In this case, the spirit of double-mindedness mentioned in the Bible is how we see a likeness of Jekyll and Hyde in the life of a believer. Double-mindedness is a real problem in our society from which Jesus can heal and deliver. Double-mindedness is connected to the psychotic disorder called schizophrenia, where a person's mind and personality become so fragmented and tormented with delusions and instability that eventually he or she becomes unable to function in society. Schizophrenia sometimes means split personality or split mind. Schizo is a Greek word that means to rend, tear violently, open or unfold. Severe schizophrenia is treated by psychiatry with drugs. As history shows, even shock treatment has been used to treat hallucinations and delusion, mental illness, and insanity. There are different degrees of schizophrenia, and most degrees do not require hospitalization. Although there are many psychiatric and medical definitions of schizophrenia, I'm giving the biblical definition based on James chapter 1, verse 8. I use the term double-mindedness because schizophrenia is interpreted by many to be a severe mental illness, and most would not even entertain the idea that they may be schizophrenic. Psychiatry uses the phrase an alter ego, which in Latin means the other I, defined as a second self, a second personality or persons within a person who is often oblivious to the persona's actions. This phrase was coined in the early 19th century when dissociative identity disorder was first described by psychologists. A person with an alter ego is said to lead a double life. Multiple distinct personalities are called alters. I believe what psychiatry calls alters are nothing more than demons. Remember, demons have personalities.